Hi, welcome and welcome back. I hope you're doing well. Thanks so much for those of you who completed the survey that I put in the community tab about what kinds of information or help you were looking for after narcissistic abuse. And I mentioned identifying, navigating, and healing. And a lot of you who did complete the survey or the poll indicated that you wanted more information and help with healing and also navigating. And if you haven't filled out the poll or completed the poll, please do so, because I still want to hear what you have to say. And I want to be able to incorporate that into my content and be able to really address your needs. I heard you loud and clear about the healing, and I wanted to talk about that. And specifically, I wanted to talk about the fact that healing after narcissistic abuse is an inside job. And I thought of a few things that I wanted to touch on about that. And one that I wanted to mention is that narcissistic abuse can be very traumatic, as you know. And trauma reflects changes in the body, which then impact your emotions, behavior, and thinking. So that's something for you to be aware of. Also, you need to have a lot of self-compassion after narcissistic abuse. It can be really easy to just beat yourself up, or bash yourself, like, oh gosh, I can't believe I'm such an idiot. I fell for this, or I fell for this person, or I let this person in my life, or I stayed with this company for this long, or I'm allowing myself to be treated this way by my family. I'm such an idiot, etc. And you have to allow room for a lot of grace and just be very compassionate towards yourself. That's a big part of healing. And you didn't know what you didn't know. And not only that, but there are things that you likely have had happen to you that have contributed to your experiences with narcissistic abuse. And finally, self-management, your desire to control yourself and to deal with your emotions and your own thoughts and behavior has to exceed your focus or attention or even desire to try to control someone else's behavior, like the narcissist. Ultimately, they're going to do what they do, and they're also going to answer for that too. Some of you may know of a narcissist in your life who is reaping what they've sown currently, or who has reaped what they've sown. And that's just how that works. But self-management is so key as part of your healing journey, because ultimately that's what you do have control over. You can't control other people, but you can control how you respond to other people, situations, and what you do and the actions that you take. Now, that being said, there may be some hang-ups along the way, and I thought of a few. One could be that you're still in close proximity to the narcissist, like say if it's a family member, or you're in a romantic relationship, or if it's somebody that you work with, or a neighbor. You may still be in close proximity, and that can be challenging. You may be too focused on the narcissist's behavior or on their consequences or karma, and that can be somewhat of a hang-up. Finally, you may be just stuck in your emotions, stuck in your feelings, and maybe even self-sabotaging to a certain degree, and that can be a hang-up as well. So what do you do? Well, I didn't want to overwhelm you, but I thought of something that you might want to consider putting into practice in your own life, and let me know what you think and let me know how it goes. But one thing that you can do is to schedule a healthy self-check-in. And what I mean by that is just setting aside time for yourself where you can just be by yourself, sit with yourself, And I mentioned healthy self-check-in because I also think that it's an opportunity where you could nourish your body with something healthy as well. So say, for example, you can do it at home if you are able to do so without it being chaotic or problematic. Or if you need to get away or go somewhere else, then you can go somewhere where maybe that promotes a healthy lifestyle or has healthy things there, like a healthy cafe or a health food store or a healthy restaurant. But the point being that you put yourself in an environment where you set aside time, put yourself in a situation where you can nourish your body with something healthy, because the idea is that you want to still be able to feel and not numb out or check out. So instead of cracking open that beer, maybe what you do is you grab a juice at a local cafe, or you grab a smoothie, or maybe an herbal tea. Now, if you can make or have that at home, then by all means do that. But if you need to go out, say maybe if you're taking a break from work, or you're out and about anyway running errands, or you just need to get out and you want to go someplace where you can just kind of clear your head and break away from chaos or drama, then you can go to like a healthy cafe or juice bar. Whatever you decide, choose something that's going to allow you to still feel in your body and be able to sit with yourself, sit with your emotions, and be able to ask yourself some questions and spend some time reflecting and even journaling your responses. One thing that you can ask yourself is, how am I feeling in my body? Like, what's going on in my body? You know, are you in pain? Do you have a headache? Are you having gut issues? Are you feeling anxious? Where are you feeling that? Is it in your chest? Is it in your stomach? Just noticing what's going on in your body, how you're feeling in your body without judgment, and, you know, like observing without absorbing, and just journaling your response in a way that works for you, where you can do it safely if you want to voice record it, or if you can write. I like the idea of writing just because you engage on different levels, and that can be helpful. And then you can go back and reflect and just allow yourself to have a stream of consciousness, but whatever works for you. And then practicing showing yourself compassion. So if you've been beating yourself up lately, like, oh gosh, I cannot believe I'm such an idiot, I let this guy roll over me, or I let this person, you know, con me, or I let this person in my life, or I allowed myself to get in a relationship or fall for this person. If you've been beating yourself up about those kinds of choices or in your relationships, to practice showing self-compassion. How can you reframe that in more of a positive way that leaves room for learning and growth, as opposed to focusing on loss and maybe something that you lack? So maybe saying, wow, I'm learning a lot about my family and my family's history, or my relationship is teaching me a lot of things right now, or I'm learning some valuable lessons on the job. And really practicing self-compassion, not bashing yourself, you know, focus on what you're learning, or what opportunities you have to learn, grow, change, evolve. Finally, some resources that I thought of that you could consult for a healthy self-check-in include the Happy Cow app. I love Happy Cow. I've used it worldwide, foreign countries. I've used it domestically, locally, to be able to find cafes, health food stores, restaurants, places where I can grab something to eat or drink, or some groceries that are going to really nourish my body with real foods. I talked about real foods and consuming real foods in another video, but that could give you a spot that you could check out near your work, or a spot near your house, or even while you're on the go, a spot that you can stop at to be able to grab an herbal tea or a fresh juice or a smoothie and really nourish your body, you know, starting with the inside. Another resource that I thought of is just doing a simple Google search, and Google's your friend when in doubt. A third resource that I thought of is if you follow people on social media, or if you have a friend or someone that you know, a coworker who is really healthy and has like a healthy lifestyle, then you can consult with them on some places that you can go to in your area that might be helpful to you in terms of being able to have that healthy self-check-in and be able to put yourself in an environment where you can really be inspired to nourish yourself from the inside out. Anyway, I hope that this is helpful to you and helps get you started with healing and really going inward and getting in touch and being able to not just white knuckle it, but to really live through and thrive through the trauma that you are either currently experiencing or that you've been through. You've got this. Narcissistically abusive relationships can be very traumatic, and healing is an inside job. And one thing that you can do for yourself is to schedule a healthy self-check-in. You can make a daily practice of it, but to schedule a healthy self-check-in where you can really spend time sitting with yourself in your body, reflecting on what that feels like, what's going on, and be able to show yourself some compassion, but do it in a healthy way by taking the opportunity to even nourish your body from the inside out, and being able to journal your responses to those self-reflective questions. You're not alone and you're not crazy. Know who you're dealing with, know who you are. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.